So talking me, test, yeah, you're both live.
Yellow.
Now,
Test.
yeah, I can see this is your meter right here. All right, we'll put it up. Yeah, no cuss words, right? No dirty jokes.
We'll do our best.
All right.
What about mud?
Mud would work, yeah.
Mud?
Dirty joke.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Sorry, that one's a little too.
Deep cut.
I had college kids videotaping a varsity football game, and they decided to zoom in on the cheerleaders, and they were talking, and you could hear it on the camera. It was for Bishop Brought down in Fort Myers.
Ooh.
They just took the game and downloaded it and put it up on their website. And these guys are just making all these crude comments about the cheerleaders.
That is devious.
You've got to be kidding.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. Ooh, it's a lapel mic. I can clip it up there. I'll hold it though so I can get input from you as well.
Got it.
Do you guys have your roster, or do you want it?
I know everybody on our side.
Okay, cool. Because I have Rugby Explorer if you need it.
All right, cool. What's your name?
Alec.
I'm Justin. Nice to meet you.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Is that the Haka?
Yep.
Oh, neat. We have a Kiwi on our team. We have a Kiwi as well. Our number one is
I'm
New
waiting for it.
Zealander.
I'm looking forward to it. That's the best part of pregame right there. You don't need to run out of a tunnel, nothing like that. Just let a guy scream.
Yeah. Oh, we don't do the Haka. We just have a Kiwi there. The Belgian gets him fired up.
Kind of dark.
Oh, worst case scenario, glow in the dark rugby.
That would be pretty cool.
Someone run to Coco and get some of that bioluminescence and run it on the ball.
Could probably get some better stuff at one of the labs around here.
Probably.
Stuff that
Oh, yeah,
really
I forgot
glows.
this is UF.
We have a nuclear reactor somewhere around here.
I think we have an
Hopefully nowhere near
absolute zero chamber as well.
We do, yeah.
Some funky stuff down in the basements.
Oh yeah. They have a big magnet in the physics building as well. It's huge. All right. It's a big pole. We might be. I think that's Louis that we're playing with. Like his personal game ball.
As the sun sets here in Gainesville on this Friday night, welcome to Florida College Rugby. The North Florida Deadbirds travel down to the University of Florida Gators. Looking forward to a really great match.
That we are. Should be a high-flying, high-intensity game as the Gators look to continue their win streak against the North Florida Deadbird rugby team.
Starting off this game as the sir gets us ready with the starting lineups for both teams, starting off with the visiting North Florida Deadbirds. Number 1, Evan Brown. Number 2, Christopher Friend. Number 3, Gabriel Gonzalez. Number 4, Fort Setzer. Number 5, Arthur Barbosa. Number 6, Logan, the forbidden name Holman. Number 7, Caleb Griffin. Number 8, Connor Kurak. Number 9, Dylan Nurnberg. Number 10, Eli Reynolds. Number 11, Lee Setzer. Number 12, J.C. Muth. Number 13, Talon Leonard. Number 14, Jason Martin. And number 15, Desmond Ford Green. And correction, Caleb Griffin is wearing number 17.
All right, and starting off with the kick for Florida is number 10, Justo Olivero. And that kick does not go 10. And the rest of the lineup for the Gators at number 1, Sefton Wesley. Number 2, Peter Spoto. Number 3, Barit Dungana. Number 4, Max Dunn. Number 5, Treldon Robinson. Number 6, Mark Findley. Number 7, Andre Mortensen. Number 8, Louis B. from Belgium. We still good, or what's going on? At number 9, Ryan Duffy at scrum half. We'll go through the back line in a minute.
North Florida gets the first scrum as the ball didn't travel 10. Florida with the big push, but North Florida's going to win the first scrum of the game.
That's number 8, Louis Ballerts with the tackle.
Forward pod for North Florida, led by number 5, Arthur Barbosa. Ball goes backward, caught by the 10, Reynolds. Bounces back again, and we're going to hear a whistle. Knock-on called against North Florida. Second scrum already very early into this game.
Oh yeah, it'll be a Gator scrum with number 9, Ryan Duffy, to put it in.
The scrummy for North Florida, Mr. Christopher Friend.
And there at number 10 is Justo Olivero. Number 12, Martin Gentil. Number 13, Aiden Hammock. Number 14, Trip Horner. Number 15, Felix Olivero. And number 11, Lewis.
To put in one by Florida, going to the weak side, looking to possibly get in.
Olivero. That's Robinson out of the pod.
Big hit, looked like Evan
Hanging
Brown
on to
with
the
the
ball.
attempt at a tackle before it was pitched off.
And there's Max Dunn, driving, taking people with him.
North Florida once again
Just on the
their
goal.
try line. And the Gators
That
get on the
is-
board first.
That's number 8, Louis B. from Belgium with the try on the quick pick.
Big man for the Gators just had a really good dump off. And I think North Florida, they were ready to take him down, but then they managed to exploit a hole, and then North Florida backed up to their try line once again. Last week we saw that a bunch of times. However, they managed to hold them very often, UCF, but this time the Florida Gators, one shove and they're in.
Yeah, that's number 4, Max Dunn. Big, tall Irishman. Real hard to stop when he gets going.
5-0 the current score, 7-0 potentially off of the conversion kick.
This will be Olivero taking the conversion. And the kick is good.
He didn't even take a few steps on that one. He just stepped and went.
Yeah, that's confidence right there. And the Gators will receive the kick.
Big kick by the 10, Reynolds, and that one touches the ground and then goes out of bounds. We will have the first line out of the game.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid kick, pinned deep into touch. It'll be number 2, Pete Spoto with the throw-in.
So far, 1 of 1 on the scrums for both teams. First line out of the game for either team very early on. Early lift by North Florida, and the Gators will go to their second jumper and get it.
And that is booted by Olivero. Pinned
Durag
deep.
Desford Green picks it up, passes it to Martin, who's looking for Lee Setzer, but he's going to keep it, but pitches it off to Lee Setzer again before he's secured, and North Florida gets into Gator territory. Caleb Griffin running. Gators looking for an early jackal, and they get the penalty.
That's a Gator penalty there.
The Gators just met the tackler right there and then, and I'm assuming the sir will call the penalty on not releasing against Caleb Griffin on the Deadbirds. Out and caught by one of the Deadbirds. Great catch by whoever that was on the sideline.
It was definitely a bit of a line drive there on the kick. This will be Spoto's throw-in once again.
North Florida has been improving on the lineouts. It's just a matter of an early jump by North Florida, and once again the Gators will win it. 2-0 already.
And they send it to the back line. That's Hammock with the ball.
There was a 4-on-2 developing there for Florida, but they just couldn't get it out in time.
Yeah. And they're
Florida going to the
on
weak side.
There's Louis again, driving, tying up a bunch of dudes.
Why would you go on the weak side, though? There was a lot of guys there for North Florida ready for the tackle, and then you're risking getting shoved out of bounds.
I guess we'll find out soon enough here. what they were thinking out there on the field.
The tackle by number 4, Fort Setzer on that. And then the tackle there by what looked like Evan Brown.
And that's a penalty for the Gators.
We will hear a whistle, and the Sir's gonna, is the Sir gonna call in the North Florida captain? Yes, he is.
It.
He's calling in the North Florida captain, excuse me, Kurak, and he's also bringing in Brown and addressing something.
Looks like the Gators are going to go to touch.
Ball kicked and out.
And that is,
you always gotta,
that is a gorgeous kick right there into touch, right inside the 5-meter line.
you gotta wonder though why he didn't take the points though.
I was expecting them to take the place kick there as well, given it got slowed up by the Sir. Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a maul here.
Probably the smartest move.
Here it comes.
Oh, and this baby was almost uncontested there. Even the Gators didn't know what they were doing. It's
I think the
rotated and they
Deadbirds have been
stay
in
out.
the film room.
Big hit by Gabriel Gonzalez. North Florida on their try line again. Can they stop him this time? They will not.
Is that Louis? That's Louis in for his second try of the game.
2 tries and it's only the first 10 minutes. Once again, Florida just looking for those holes.
Oh, yeah.
And they managed to find a really good one, and that's the second try for him.
Yeah, he's really capitalizing there on the goal line, using that big, long frame. And this will be Olivero taking the conversion again. See if he does that little 2-step run up again.
Well, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty big brag, not having to line up for the kick and just take it from where it is. He does it again, kick up and good.
And the kick is good.
14-0 the score here in Gainesville.
And it'll be a Deadbird kick. Let's see how they respond.
Reynolds the kick. Goes way more than 10. Will it go out of bounds again? Yes, it will.
This will be a Florida Gator line out with Peter Spoto throwing in once again.
Reynolds already looking better from last week. A few kicks did not go down. However, it looks like the Gators may elect for the scrum here.
Guess that makes it a little more exciting.
Well, you got to play the numbers game here. You either take your line out in your own territory or you take a scrum right on midfield. And I can't blame him for taking the scrum here.
Yeah, these Gator scrums have been pretty powerful as of late. I think we might have been close to perfect against FSU last week on the scrums.
Crouch bind set. Here comes the ball. Stuck in traffic, the 9
And they're going for the 8 pick. Duffy getting
Reynolds
tied
looking
up.
for the tackle. Holman with the tackle. And
I think the call there might be hands in.
not releasing was the call. And looks like the Gators will kick for touch. Kick is up and out. Right around the 22, and it hit a light pole.
Bonk.
Hit the camera. It's the camera. I'm coming up swinging.
It looks like a pretty robust pole.
It's fiberglass.
Is it really? Oh yeah, I guess it is.
Gators have won every line out today. Going
for that
back, and the
second
second
jumper.
pod once again, and not straight called against the Gators. And this will be the first line out awarded to North Florida, unless they take the scrum here. They do not, and the Deadbirds will get their first line out of the day.
Want to say anything?
This one being thrown in by Connor Kurak, the sophomore computer science and math major, gets it.
The ball is out.
The Deadbirds are going to win this one.
Tackle made in Deadbird territory by Hammock.
Deadbirds looking for, and it looks like forward pass called against the Deadbirds. Looking for Lee Setzer on that one.
He looked like he might have been gone there.
He definitely has that speed if he can just get to the outside, but unfortunately he was just a little bit early on that. Now the Gators get a scrum in prime position.
Oh yeah. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Gators already setting a precedent by scoring 2 tries and 2 conversions in the first 10 minutes.
And Duffy on the feed.
Passes it back inside. 2-on-1 developing, and
that is,
drops it.
That's
he would have
devastating.
had a try and then some. Just an unlucky.
That was
no
free
catch.
99 right there. Brutal drop. We'll see how he responds.
North Florida gets very lucky on that one and will get a scrum. Now, something to note, North Florida is inside their 22. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't kick it for the yardage instead of passing it. Granted, if Lee Setzer was onside, maybe he could have gotten the edge and, ran it through. But if anything, because they are so far into their territory, I'm expecting a kick here.
Yeah, I think they'll look to get it the heck out of their half.
Big put in, and the Gator, the scrum collapses, and the Sir let it play on. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, look at this. Leonard with the carry. And it's penalty advantage against the Gators, penalty advantage for North Florida, and we will hear a whistle, and here comes the penalty.
I think that was a high tackle.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was for collapsing the ruck, but the ruck collapsed while the ball appeared to be still in there. I don't know why the ref didn't blow it up. Or the Sir, excuse me. Ford Setzer looking for touch, and a big booting kick. And it's swatted and stays in bounds, and the Gators are going to fall on this.
What a interesting play right there.
What a heads-up play, and this one gets kicked, batted at the line. Who's going to fall on it? JC.
And it's
Muth
recovered.
Had it, and it's recovered by the Deadbirds. Muth looked like he had a hand on it at first. Ford Setzer takes it up. Organized chaos, ladies and gentlemen, is the name of the game as Holman takes the ball and just runs sideways. Deadbirds take it to the back line. Talon Leonard to Durag Dez, runs up a little bit. Really dangerous pass there by Leonard. Ford Setzer.
That's a big guy. He can tie some men up.
Ford Setzer is definitely a big guy, but he can definitely make a play or two. Gators trying to get there. Ball comes out of the ruck. And who's going to fall on it? The scrummy Nuremberg tried to get it out, but Setzer was just not ready there. However, it's going to be a penalty advantage, and the Deadbirds get lucky once again. If I'm North Florida, the 10 Reynolds definitely has a ball. I mean, definitely has a leg, excuse me. But I do not blame him for taking the touch on this one.
Yeah, definitely an odd angle to go for the place kick there.
Nuremberg, a senior psychology major. He says his biggest strengths are his speed and his IQ, and that makes sense. The scrummy for North Florida, Dylan Nuremberg, was previously a center, or no, he was a fullback, if I'm not mistaken. So he definitely has that speed, but he also has that elusiveness. North Florida looking to get tricky, and they replicate what the Gators did, and they win it. Hold by Reynolds before passing it. Gators trying to steal this one. Gator roll. And it looks like the Gators have it. Gators being heads up on these tackles, having 1 or 2 people there besides the tackler.
And that's Martine on the break. And he's gone.
Again, it's just a heads-up play there by the Gators. They're bringing 1 or 2 guys into the rucks, and right as the tackler comes down, tackler rolls away, bam! They're right there ready to jackal it.
Real quick.
They got the jackal. Next thing you know, a couple quick passes, and that man right there just had some good speed, or rather good awareness, since he knew where to run. And then next thing you know, he's just in the try zone.
Martin's got the speed, and he can find the holes.
Gators now looking to make it 21-0 off the kick.
This will be a tougher kick for Olivero.
He's definitely taking more steps back this time around. So
he might do the run-up this time.
He will probably do the run-up this time. He does. Kick is up, and it is good.
What a bomb.
Deadbird's going to kick this one off. Reynolds. His last 2 kicks have gone out of touch.
We'll see if that changes this time.
Kick is up, leaning left again, but this time stays in bounds and is caught.
That's brought back to the middle of the field.
And this one kicking back. Fort Green looking for the ball. It bounces, rolls. And will Fort Green get to it? Yes, he will. Durag Dez with the ball, looking for Nuremberg, the scrummy. Nuremberg looking to pass it, passes it back to Durag Dez. Dez to the Shadow looking to escape. And he's tackled. Gators unable to get there this time and brings it to Leonard. Passed it there from Muth.
Tackle made by Mark Findlay, number 6.
Oh, and the sir said that the jackal there was fine and was through the gate. And now we have a loose ball.
And that's a pick. That's Pete Spoto on the pick to Barit Dungana.
North Florida there, just unfortunate, was the right push by the Gators to get the man off the ball. And the Deadbirds steal it right back.
Great heads-up play there by the Deadbirds.
We will hear a whistle, however, and I think it'll be a penalty against the Gators. Yes, it is.
That'll be a penalty.
And a quick tap by the Deadbirds.
They're going to try and make something happen on the ground.
If you can catch the Gators, you're down 21-0. You might as well try a little bit of trickery here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Deadbirds trying to get it down their back line. And it looks like Lee sets are being held up before finally coming down around the Deadbird 10. North Florida spending more time in Gator territory and getting the ball up than they have in prior games. Evan Brown gets a few on that and stays up.
Way to stay up in contact there by the big guy.
Ball
pushed backwards.
Bobbled, but it goes backwards. Durag Dez comes down with it. Reynolds with the hold, a good dummy pass there. And is secured by a Deadbird. Holman with the ball. Goes down, but a Gator is just even lower. And a good job by the Deadbirds to clear that one. Barbosa being met again, and we will hear a whistle, and not coming through the gate is the call.
This will be a North Florida penalty, going for the quick tap once again.
You were that close to the sideline, though. Look at Martin, Jason Martin, to the 10 before being held and then finally brought down inside the 10. That was a heads-up play by Martin. I was concerned there because, and it looks like the Gators stole it back.
Definitely a turnover-heavy game.
We do.
Cool effect, though.
We do understand that it is rather dark outside. This game being played late at night and on a Friday as the campus is closed tomorrow for spring break. So we will try our best to explain and let you all know what is going on. Oh, and the 10 for Florida drops the ball looking for the kick. He does kick it late. However, it will be a scrum for North Florida. It should be a scrum for North Florida. Yes, it is.
It is, yeah. This is a good opportunity for North Florida to try capitalize, getting the ball inside Gator territory.
Jason Martin, a USA Rugby League player who just played in Vegas in that match against Canada, had a really good run there earlier. Big push by both teams, ball rotates, and we will hear a whistle. Rotating scrum is the call by the Sir. And we will see a re-scrum here by the Deadbirds. And it looks like there's a little bit of chatter in the North Florida back line. Maybe a little confusion there about who had the ball, or not sure what's going on there. Must be something about positioning. Deadbirds still with the scrum. The Sir being very meticulous about making sure that this scrum doesn't collapse. And I do not blame him. I say it every week. This is the most dangerous but the most well-known part of this game. Big push. And who will get the ball? And it'll be a penalty called against the Deadbirds.
Gators looking to go quick. And they do it. That's Andre Mortensen on the carry.
Big shove.
Putting the man
Martin
down.
looking for the tackle, but it's dumped off.
That's Louis tiptoeing along the sideline. Horner and Hammock in on the ruck. And there's Sefton Wesley.
Gators now in Deadbird territory once again. Long hold there by the 4 on the Gators.
And it's sent out to the back line. That's Lewis Rogers on the carry.
Tackled on the far side, right on the 10. North Florida being a little aggressive here by trying to counter-ruck.
And that's number 6, or number 5.
Penalty called
T-Rob.
against North Florida, and the Gators will probably kick this one out for touch.
Probably a smart idea after that real quick, hard drive down the field.
Look, the quick taps are fine. I do not mind them, but in order for them to be done successfully, you have to catch the defense off guard, and in that case, the Deadbirds were up, already back 10. You weren't going to get far with it.
Definitely good at keeping their head up there, getting set right off the penalty. This will be a Gator line out. Peter Spoto to throw it in once again.
Neither team has stolen a lineout, primarily because both teams have elected to go to, well, the team that's defending has had the wrong jumper up.
Definitely something we've been seeing a lot more with this Gator side is going to the second jumper.
And this one bounces around, but the Gators are going to win it.
That's recovered by Andre Mortensen, number 7.
Gators with a big back line forming on the right side.
And that's out to the back line.
Big hold inside, and it looked like that one is bobbled around. If it wasn't knocked on the first time, it gets knocked on twice.
Yeah, that was definitely a knock on that time.
And it'll be a scrum right on the Deadbird 22.
Interested to see what they'll do here, whether they'll choose to try and exit out of their 22 or see if they can drive on the ground again. Again, when you're down 21-0, you got to start digging deep in that bag of tricks.
While you do have to start digging deep in that bag of tricks, they're just outside the 22. However, I am noticing that there is a hole right around between the Gator defensive line and where the kickers are, so I would go for the kick here and have the Wings chase this if I'm North Florida. They do not go for it. The ball is bobbled around. Who's going to pick it up? And it looks like the Gators have it, and they're going to...
That's a Gator ball.
And they're forming a maul here. Big push by the job there of meeting the penalty right away. However, it was just a second effort, a little bit of a right step to get around the defender and just put the ball down right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, capitalizing on that big frame. And this will be Olivero to take the conversion once again.
Now here's the question, is he gonna go one step or multi-step?
I think we'll see the little quick kick again. Here it comes.
He gets the one step and he gets it up and good.
It's good. And into the parking lot.
I think each one he's kicked has ended up in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's the major downside of having the parking lot right behind the goalposts. At our sevens tournament a couple weeks ago, the University of Alabama's windshield got broken.
Hey, that's when you have to call the insurance company and explain the situation, but that is why you park as far away as possible.
I think it's kind of on them for parking right behind the goalposts at a sevens tournament.
Listen, it is much better to just get the extra 30 seconds of walking
That kick
than it
is
is
up.
to have to spend like $500 changing your windshield or something
For
like
sure.
that. And it looked like the
Deadbirds will be
Deadbirds-
playing with knock-on advantage here.
Deadbirds, it was a short kick, and the Deadbirds just a good eye of staying right with the ball as Evan Brown takes the ball right to the 22. The hold by Reynolds. Passes to Martin.
Very clean no-looker there.
Good idea rolling there by Martin. The Gators were right there, and then attempted pass to Barbosa. However, it ends up in the hands of Gonzalez. Griffin.
Driving with speed.
And good sideways running by Griffin. Gators just wasn't a good tackle there.
Yeah, he was.
Goes backward and it's caught. However, the cert.
I think that'll be coming back to the spot of that last tackle.
There may
one-
have actually been a second penalty because if he was still playing penalty advantage from the previous spot, it would be coming back to that last spot. However, the Surrey is playing it from the spot of a different spot. And it looks like the Deadbirds are definitely in range for Reynolds, so they are going to elect to get the points on the board. And I do not blame them here. You got to switch momentum. And plus, if you make it, you get the ball back anyway.
Exactly. Take what you can get. Maybe they can make it happen off the kickoff.
The off-grid Reynolds last year won back of the year for the Deadbirds. Looking to repeat here. Deadbirds have scored 8 points in the past 4 games. Were shut out last week against UCF. And this one is wide and caught by the Gators.
That's Olivero on the carry. Big break with support.
They get it out just outside their 22.
Finley going into contact.
He kept looking for a pass there, but just wouldn't get it.
I think it's tough when you're driving through. You got a lot of guys around you.
Gators looking for what looked like a 3-on-2, but just couldn't get it too far.
There's Treldon Robinson. Big man, number 6 or 5, yeah.
And we will hear a whistle, and it is an knock-on called against the Gators, and we'll see a North Florida scrum.
Right around midfield.
We couldn't see it, but my guess is that it was just an off pass, and then the player just couldn't ring onto it, and it bounced off his knee and went forward. But that's my guess on the whole situation.
Yeah, when it gets all messy in the contact like that, you never really know.
I haven't seen a team steal a scrum or a line out yet. Can Florida be the first one here? And it looks like they won't be. It's a big push. However, the
Huge
Deadbirds
push.
got it
Scrum
back pretty quickly.
kind of dissolves. And
Oh,
it's
no.
recovered by Florida.
The announcer
That's
curse
Max
strikes
Dunn.
again. He looked for a target there, but there was no one there. However, Florida quickly recovered.
Lewis Rogers there to pick up the ball when it gets off.
Was a really bad pass, though. I mean, who were you passing that to?
I think it was a botched offload attempt.
To who? He had no one there.
There's Felix Olivero to Aiden Hammock.
And it looked like we
Breaks
have
a tackle. Goes for a little bit of a goose step or
Nuremberg, the
something.
last man standing, and the
And
ball
that ball
goes
is
forward and
lost.
is knocked on. Nuremberg with a heck of a tackle and manages to get the ball loose. There is a sub in the game for North Florida. Number 20 looks to be Cade Bonifacio. And it looks like it was a penalty advantage on the Gators. They get lucky on this one.
A great offensive drive there, followed by a great tackle by North Florida.
North Florida saves the try, but it's penalty advantage, and the Gators will kick this one out of bounds. And we will see a line out.
I'd keep your eyes out for the maul again here.
Gators have been very sneaky. Lots of movement is their game. And we will see a maul here.
Here comes the maul. Not engaged, though.
Oh, look at this. And the Gators, number 3, gets it in.
Threw Barit right through the attempted maul, and he was pretty much clear. Same thing happened against FSU last week, except it wasn't on the try line. It was about midfield, where again, FSU, they didn't engage the maul that was attempted to form, and they just kind of threw their guy through there.
Honestly, from what it looked more like he was in the back, and then he saw maybe a hole, and he's like, you know what, I'm not going for the maul, I'm going for a hole, and he just went right through, 1-2 step, try. 33-0 the score with less than 10 minutes to go. The accurate time with the Sir on the field. And it'll be a long kick for Florida, and I'm assuming he's going to take more than 1 step.
I'd hope so. Olivero with the conversion kick once again.
I haven't been to the Keys in years. I'm going on.
Kick is up, and this one looking short, but it's good.
And it's good.
Just inside his range, and the Gators make it 35-0.
Really strong offensive showing from the Gators here tonight.
If I'm the Deadbirds personally, I'm doing what you did last time and kick it short and try to contest for it.
Absolutely. I think that's your only option at this stage in the game.
This one goes out of
Into
bounds,
touch.
but it touches inside first, so we will see a line out for the Gators. Third one so far.
Yeah.
That has happened that way. However, the Gators are going to, for the second time, elect for a scrum.
Yeah, this Gators team is playing really physical, really hard. Saw it again last week against FSU. Driving hard in the scrums, the open field forward play.
The front 3 for North Florida, Evan Brown, Christopher Friend, and Gabriel the Train Man Gonzalez.
It's a cool nickname.
I'm giving it to him right now. Well, it's not really a nickname. He just likes playing with his trains.
Oh, okay. He an engineer? Okay.
And we will see a penalty and a quick tap by the Gators looking to add on to their lead.
Tiptoeing along the sideline.
And he goes out of bounds. Just not good situational awareness there.
Yeah. You get caught up in the moment when you're trying to work too tight along the sideline there. Very easy just to tiptoe out.
Deadbirds will get the line out, the throw in by the 8-man Connor Kurak. Deadbirds look for their second pod with Christopher Friend being lifted up, and they get it. Bounces right in front of the 10, and the Deadbirds looking for the hole. There goes Talon Leonard. Or was it
big
Leonard?
Tackle.
Whoever it was, they had the lane. And now the Deadbirds look to be right on the 22, and they get a big push there, Evan Brown.
Gators seem to be holding strong on the line here.
Gators managed to pop the ball loose and kicked it. However, Ford Setzer manages to come up with it. Deadbirds lose yardage but keep possession. Reynolds thought he was going to go for the kick there, looking for Jason Martin. Jason Martin.
Nice step.
It's a foot race for Martin with
Olivero
3 to beat. Martin passes it to
in.
Durag Dez. Durag Dez in Florida Gator territory. And knocked on by the 8-man Kurak.
That is brutal.
It looked like for a second they were going to repeat the mistake that the Gators made and get shoved out of bounds. However, instead, Kurak just drops the ball, unfortunately, and the Gators will get a scrum in their own zone.
Yeah, I think there's not a whole lot you can do there when you've got a break, but you're kind of getting worked in towards the edge there. It's almost like Sevens defense. When you're down a couple men on defense, you're fighting that overload. You got to kind of herd them like sheep out towards the edge.
Deadbirds had the right idea there. I just wish maybe instead Kurak had been on the right side, maybe had gone on the inside. But unfortunately, that is history. Scrum put in. Gators holding strong, and they will get this ball out.
Bobbled a
And
little in the back line there.
knock-on call, 2 knock-ons in the past minute, for one for each team. And it'll be a scrum down for the Deadbirds. They actually gain yardage there, going from just outside the Florida 10 to just inside the Florida 10.
Sometimes that's the way it goes, I guess.
Less than 3 minutes left to go here in this half. Making sure I say it right this time.
It'll be a Deadbird scrum.
Big push by the Gators. Deadbirds trying to keep it up. And it's twisted.
And it is recovered by the Gators. That's Louis on the run. Offloaded to Duffy, and it comes out.
Ball comes loose, and we will hear the
I believe
Sirs
that's
whistle.
forward, knocked on.
Right idea, though, for the Gators. You managed to steal the scrum. Just a couple good movements there by the 8-man. Passes it, but unfortunately, just couldn't find the second pass.
This will be Deadbird ball inside their half. See if they can capitalize before the end of the half.
Crouch bind set by the Sir, no pushing yet, and the Gators push early and the scrum collapses. How many collapsed scrums have we had in this game so far? 2 or 3, right?
I believe 3.
You gotta wonder, is it from one team just being more superior? Is it inexperience? And I'm
there's
hearing
the call
it.
from the Sir. It'll be last play of the half.
I am hearing it from the players as well, so whatever happens now, clock runs out here on the scoreboard, and I guess the Sir's watch was right on target. Good job to whoever the timekeeper was for the scoreboard. Big push, and the Gators are going to steal this one, picked up by the 8-man.
That's Louis B. once again on the break, brought down inside the Deadbird 22.
Gators looking to add on to that lead before half. Will they? Yes, they will.
I believe that was Martin again for his second try of the game.
I saw just a snippet of it there by Martin. He pretty much leaned over after he was tackled and put it down, and it looks like we have an injured Deadbird.
Ooh, hate to see that.
Right on the goalpost. I gotta wonder if he maybe ran into it or something. The fly half getting ready for his kick, and he does it right over the injured player. Not sure how I feel about that. And that will be the half. Hopefully that player is okay. 42-0 the score in favor of the home team.
Yeah, very strong first half showing there from the Gators. Making for some exciting rugby. Hopefully the second half keeps this energy up. Yes, our changes were Roman, Brady, and Brian.
Florida walking into the second half with a huge lead, 42-0 at home, right before spring break. Few subs did come in for the Gators.
All right, there, just figured out the microphone. Coming on for the Gators, we have Roman Navarro, I believe he's wearing 21. Brian Stock, the world's angriest man, wearing number 23. And Mark DeLorio, wearing another generic substitute number.
Ball gets bounced around, picked up by the Gators, though, and it looked like a forward pass, but it's going to get picked up by the Deadbirds. Martin, Jason Martin for the Deadbirds.
Max Dunn playing the ball.
We'll hear a whistle, and it'll be a scrum for the Deadbirds off of the knock-on by the Gators.
Yeah, coming into this second half, real physical. Mark DeLorio, number 4, in at hooker.
One thing to be said for sure, we have had some quick scrums to start this game. It has just been scrum after scrum to start the half.
That is for sure. These boys love to scrum. Oh, and Zach Thomas also in at flanker, number 22.
Big push by the Gators, and it'll be penalty for the Deadbirds. Ball in Kurak's hands, he's going to look for touch. So we will see the first scrum and the first line out in the first 2 minutes.
Definitely getting the forwards involved, that's for sure.
I do not mind that at all. The ball hit the light post once again, second time in this game. We have some weird stats in terms of how the ball has gone out. It's gone in the parking lot at least 5 times.
Parking lot's pretty much a given if the score is on that side of the field.
I believe both teams hit the light post too.
Yeah.
Here it comes, and the Gators will steal the line out, away from the Deadbirds.
That's the first one of the game, I believe. That's Brian Stock on the exit kick. Recovered by North
the
Florida.
Deadbirds, and he goes out of bounds.
Into touch.
Really unfortunate there. Right idea, just wasn't able to see that was in touch.
Again, you get caught up in the moment, and the line's white, but not too much of a different shade to the grass. This will be Florida Gator line out, Mark DeLorio to throw it in.
Gators swatted backward.
But still recovered.
Gators looking for a kick, and that one bounces on the ground over the head of Reynolds. And who's going to pick it up?
What a kick from Felix Olivero.
Bonifacio picked it up, and the ball is loose. And the Gators looking to dive on it, but Leonard gets to it first. And he is secured originally by number 15, Ford Green. And coming from the side is called against the Gators. Good heads-up play there by Duragdes to be right on Leonard. And this kick's coming our direction.
Into touch. Ooh,
and
collateral damage.
It hit someone right in the head. I think it got 2 people. And this will be a Deadbird line out right at midfield. I think if you come to a rugby game, it's kind of like a baseball game where you should note that if you are too close.
And it's stolen. Very nice jump there by Louis B. And Roman Navarro with the little chip and chase.
Taken by Martin.
North
Martin running up. Deadbirds looking to be in Gator territory, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And how about that jump by Louis in the line out there? A little backhand flip over the top.
Gators, a lot of kicking so far in this first half. Second half.
Second half, yeah. Got a couple of the more kick-happy guys on the team out there now. Number 23 lined up, I believe, at fullback. Brian
and the
Stock.
Deadbirds are going to take this one. Or they want to. Ball is loose, but I think the Deadbirds secured it. And it will be The Sur's going to blow it up, however, and it will be a scrum for North Florida.
Couple new pieces in the pack this half. We'll see how they gel.
Is there anyone new on the front row?
I don't believe so. I think it. Oh wait, yes, new hooker.
So there's a new
number
hooker.
4, Mark DeLorio.
We'll see how this one turns out. Not as big of a push from the Gators this time, and the Deadbirds appear to get it back. But
big second drive.
And it'll be turning the scrum called, and we'll see what the Deadbirds elect to do here. It'll be a rescrum. Deadbirds almost had it. They were very close. I think if they went with the 8-man pickup, it would have been fine. But just a second push off of that left side, and we get to do this again.
Really sort of blew that up. So it'll be a North Florida scrum once again. We'll see what they can do with it here, right about midfield.
Big push, and this one pops out, and the Deadbirds are going to win it.
Clean
That's
to the
Martin.
backs.
Oh, he almost had it.
That is brutal.
And the Sur let it play on just in case. And it will be a quick tap and a penalty. Penalty, then quick tap for the Gators.
Olivero goes quick off the penalty. Oh.
This pass is backward, way too backward.
Felix with the little grubber kick.
That one went backward,
recovered.
a really bad pass backward, but the Gators still managed to fall on top of it.
That's a stacked up ruck. Navarro going in to pull it out. The pass to number 22, Zach Thomas, Englishman.
And that is the right call there. The Deadbirds had the jackal there, but the Gator player that was on the ground I'm not gonna say he wouldn't let go of it, but he just wouldn't give it to him that easily. And now the Deadbirds are gonna look to kick for touch here. Nuremberg with the ball, kick is up. A long kick, and that is what you want.
That was a great kick for touch there by North Florida.
Beautiful kick by the scrummy Dylan Nuremberg, puts the Deadbirds inside Gator territory. And we'll see if the Deadbirds can do something with this line out.
Yeah, we'll see if they can capitalize now in Gator territory. 32 minutes on the unofficial clock. 42-0.
Right in front of the Deadbird bench. This one's uncontested.
Clean line
That
out,
was
out to the
great.
backs.
Martin to Lee Setzer, to Durag Dez, to Leonard, passes it too wide.
And that's
Durag Dez
Lewis.
is gonna try to fall on it, but he bounces it like a basketball, and it will be a knock-on called against the Deadbirds. Right idea there, just unfortunately couldn't maintain possession.
Great pressure there by number 11, Lewis Rogers, the Englishman.
Sub coming in now for the Gators. Number 1 coming out for the Gators.
And that'll be John Rahms, I think he's wearing 17 or 18. Fun fact, former defensive tackle for the Coast Guard Academy.
And there's the man that we talked about earlier, the Coast Guard Academy man, is now going to get in the front row, a little undersized for a front moment.
Oh, he plays big. You'll see.
I'm looking forward to this scrum then. Big push. He definitely kept it sturdy, but I think he was getting a little bit taken advantage of there by Gabriel Gonzalez. Looked like he had his shoulder over Gonzalez.
And can't really see what's going on.
And this one goes out of bounds. Whatever
Into
happened,
touch. Yeah, that moved wide fast.
It moved wide fast, but the Deadbirds were there, and they will get a line out.
This will be a North Florida throw-in. Clean.
And the Deadbirds win it.
Sent to the back line.
Oh, I was wondering if that ball hit the ground first.
That could have been called knock.
I think it was. So the 10 there for the Deadbirds. Mr. Reynolds looked to have had, and he may have put it down there for a second and then tried to play it off. Good idea to play it off, but unfortunately the sir did see it.
Yeah, always play to the whistle. This will be a Florida Gators scrum. Roman Navarro, number 21, to feed the ball.
This one's going nowhere, but the Gators still win.
On the pick. He's moving. Offloads to Louis, number 8. Offloads again to someone.
And we will hear a whistle, and the sir's going to say it was a knock-on. Great heads-up play there by the scrummy.
Oh yeah, that boy's got some legs on him. He can move.
No one on the other side of the scrum there. He just picked and go and got the pass off.
Yeah, I think that was the first 9 pick and go we've seen from the Gators, at least.
I think it's the first one for the game.
Seen a couple 8 picks, but haven't seen the 9 run with it, so that was smart of him to try surprise him with something they haven't seen yet.
Well, unfortunately, though, the Deadbirds get the ball back. The put in, Gator
Gators
push.
driving.
Turns it again. We've seen a lot of those today.
And it's out
However, the
cleanly.
Deadbirds get out. Martin, Lee Setzer holds it, passes it to Martin again, and it bobbles forward. And the sir will whistle it. A knock on in a very dangerous spot, and the Gators are going to get a scrum in deep in Deadbird territory.
Yeah. I'd keep my eye out for the 8-man pick here. Real close. Try get one of your bigger dudes in there with the ball.
Crouch bind set, and this one gets back really fast.
And it's to the backs. There goes Olivero. Stock. And he's in. That's number 23, Brian Stock, the world's angriest man.
Gators there right out of the scrum decided to perform a switch to the weak side and pretty much confused North Florida. I think the Deadbirds assumed they were going to go to the strong side. Instead, it was a switch to the weak side. And then the scoring player just couples steps, gets tackled down, puts the ball over, and we get it.
Yeah, I think those misdirection plays can really wreak havoc on a defense when you're in that close.
But you have to be able to do it right. And I noticed the Gators didn't talk at all during that, so that's a preset play.
I'm legally not allowed to respond to that.
I don't blame you. Looks to be a long kick.
It'll be Olivero once again going for the conversion.
He'll probably take more than one step this time. And no parking lot this time around. The question is, where will the ball land?
Beach volleyball.
You think he'll go that far?
Nah.
Here we go. Kick is up, and it is wide. The first one he's missed today.
That's tough. Olivero, perfect on the day until then.
I don't blame you for saying you do not want to reveal some of your plays. Looking ahead at your schedule, once you come back from spring break, you take on FAU, but after that you have St. Thomas, the only other undefeated team that has been beating teams by huge numbers left and right.
Yeah, it'll be a brutal set of weeks, not only on us, but on our cars. 2 consecutive weeks in Miami.
At that point, you might as well have all your classes online. Big booting kick by Reynolds. What a kick. Gators looking to respond with another kick.
Olivero,
they do.
Big counter kick.
Oh no, and it is dropped. Did it go backwards? Sir's not going to blow it up, so it must have.
That's a clean tackle there by Navarro.
Durag Dez brought it down. Pod for the Deadbirds gains a few yards and slowly creeps into Gator territory. Fort Setzer pushes. Oh, and this one bounces off the knee of Reynolds. And unfortunately, it'll be a knock-on against the Deadbirds right when they had something going there.
Yeah, they had a bit of momentum going there. Those little mental mistakes will really be a brutal momentum killer.
Now, here's my only question. It was 42-0 to end the half. Yeah, the math is right. The math does
conversion
check out.
missed.
Yeah, no, for a moment there, I thought someone added 1 point and did American football rules, because this isn't American football.
No, it's not. Navarro with the feed. That ball is sent to the backs.
Gators looking to get into Deadbird territory.
Olivero with the little grubber kick.
And Duragdes is going to get there, and he's met alone. However, Lee Setzer manages to get there. Logan Holman tries to push a man off.
Great support there by North Florida, protecting the ball in the face of several Gators.
Fort Setzer. Whistle by the Sur, and it will be a penalty against North Florida.
This will be a Florida Gator ball. Louis B., the Belgian.
And it looks like they may do a quick tap here. No, they won't. I always get a little antsy whenever a rugby player puts down the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case they decide to go for a pot up the middle. But no, they're going to kick this one out of bounds right by the try line, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a very clean kick for touch there by Brian Stock. I'd watch the physical ball here again, coming off the line out.
Gators move more than a dancer, and it will be not straight called. They were definitely looking for the maul.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
But you can't get it if you don't throw the ball straight. The
Yes.
Deadbirds get lucky, and Kurak is going to perform the line out here.
Yeah, this will have to be surgical this close. Keep that ball safe.
Fort Setzer, the ball bounces around, no one has it yet, and the Gators are going to pick it up. However, it will be a knock-on called against the Florida Gators, and it'll be a scrum for North Florida.
Yeah, you really can't get hurt there by a knock-on in that territory. If the ref doesn't see it, it's a try. If he does, it's the other team's scrum deep in their territory. North Florida is going to have to look to protect the ball here. Get clear of their try zone.
They're definitely backed up very far. Big push by the Gators, and this scrum collapses. And it's picked up by the 8-man. Smart play by the Deadbirds. And we will hear a whistle.
I think that'll be hands in.
Hands
on
in the ruck.
Gators.
And a quick tap by
Going
Kurak,
quick.
who had the 8-man carry. Deadbirds looking
Catching
for a
the
little bit of
Gators on the
trickery
back
to get on
foot.
the board, and it's dropped. And it will go out of bounds. However, the Sur will play the knock-on. It really is unfortunate. Both teams committing a lot of knock-ons tonight.
A lot of unnecessary dropping of the ball.
I don't know about you, but I think everyone's just looking forward to spring break at this point.
I certainly am.
Oh yeah, you got any plans?
I'm just going home for the week. Hopefully go see the beach a bit.
Hey, I don't blame you. Where are you from?
Vero Beach.
Hey, nice. I got another week of classes, and then after that, I'm going to see my dad in Tampa and my mom in Orlando.
Cool, cool, cool. Regardless, great way to end your week is with some rugby matches.
Speaking of, we still got a few other games happening this weekend. USF at home against UCF and FIU at home against Eckerd. Excuse me, I've just been informed that the FIU game has been canceled. I do apologize.
Gators driving really close inside North Florida territory. Playing the short ball with the quick hammer.
North Florida staying tight. A lot of pick and goes by the Gators, looking for just that couple of meters to get in. Deadbirds doing a good job so far. And the Gators get in.
That's Barit, his second try of the game. Scored earlier in the first half off of the failed maul attempt, and there again on the quick little crash ball.
Most teams in that position, I've seen a majority of them, they'll go with a couple of inside crashes, and then they'll take it wide looking for the hole. However, the Gators there looking for strength, and more strength to just push it up, and in that case, they get it.
I think that's one of those times where you really have to be selfish with the ball. Because if you're making those small gains, you just keep doing it. They believe in themselves. They think they can win in the physical part of the game, and right there, they did.
This kick is center. I think he's going to go for the one.
Yeah, here's number 10, Olivero, once again, with the conversion kick.
He does, and this time he gets it. Ball lands just outside of the bathroom.
Could do with a trip there in a bit.
What I'm really looking forward to during the break is watching a little more Major League Rugby, that new team in South Florida, the Miami Sharks.
How about those Miami Sharks? The captain, Tomas Kubeli, from Argentina. Powerhouse.
Was a really good game personally, just Chicago got out to an early lead. Another great kick by Reynolds here.
Caught by Olivero and sent wide.
And the ball falls backwards, but then goes forward. However, the Gators are going to land on it. However, the Deadbirds looking to counter. And they will get it, and a penalty advantage as well. No, they won't.
Oh,
and now the ball gets knocked on in dangerous territory for the Gators.
That is bobbled by Rams.
Knock on by the Gators, scrum down for the Deadbirds in prime territory.
I think if the Deadbirds had any opportunity to score, this is their best one right here.
We'll definitely see what happens here. Question is, how will the Gators decide to defend this? Because they're backed up to their own try line.
Yeah, I think
here comes the put in, no push. And the Deadbirds get this one out. Reynolds to Martin, to Lee Setzer, holds, to Duragdez, to Leonard. Did they get in? No, they did not. Very close. Pick up by Lee Setzer, and the Deadbirds get on the board.
Is this the dagger?
What a play there by Lee Setzer. Deadbirds, right idea going down the back line. No drops there. Managed to get it in. However, just a little bit outside. Lee Setzer decides to go for the pick and go. Launches over a man, and the Deadbirds get on the board.
Yeah, very clean drive there from North Florida.
And it looks like Kurak will be the one to take the points after here. I do not envy him as this kick is very close to the edge.
Yeah, those are about the least fun to take.
Kurak steps back, takes it in, and it will be wide.
No good.
And the Florida player looked like he tried to catch it and may have gotten bopped in the nose.
I think he took a little bit of a face shot there. Never fun.
Deadbirds now on the board, 54-5 the score. Lee Setzer, who I roasted last week, ends up getting revenge.
That's what it's all about, redemption. We got 15 minutes and 47 seconds left on the unofficial time.
The official time on the field with the sir. Gators kicking off.
Olivero with the kick.
First one did not go 10, this one does, and it's caught by Kurak, who's met immediately.
Brian Stock on the tackle. Struggling to get out.
Miscommunication by the Deadbirds, and it's picked up by the Gators.
That's recovered by number 7, Andre Mortensen. Driving.
Stopped just shy of the try line.
And there's Brian Stock.
Had a hole, just couldn't get there. More miscommunication, this time on the side of the Gators. However, it'll be a penalty against the Deadbirds. The Gators haven't tried to get a penalty kick yet, so I'm expecting them to do a quick tap. They do. And they're met almost immediately. And the Gators
and
get in.
That's a try. Number 4, Max Dunn, with, I believe, his second try of the match. The big, tall Irishman.
Kurak tried to get the early tackle there, but just unfortunately may have been a little too late coming up, because the player receiving the ball managed to just get a little bit out of the way, take that step, came back in. Next thing you know, 5 on the board.
It's hard to stop a guy that big when he gets you on the weak shoulder, for sure. This will be Olivero taking the conversion kick.
More than one step this time around.
Yeah, this will be a tougher one for sure.
He's only missed one so far, though. $59-5, looking to make it $61-5. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, I went to math class. Not time class, but math class. Here comes the kick. Lots of steps, kicks it up.
And that's about as good as it gets.
I don't know about you, but he's making a case for first team all-conference.
I think he was somewhere, one of those 3 ones last season. But yeah, no, he's...
What year is he?
I think he's a senior, Olivero.
Well, he definitely looks experienced.
He's extremely experienced. Him and his brother, number 15, Felix, are both essential pieces of this Gator backline.
The kick by Reynolds.
Great kick, recovered by Olivero.
Reynolds has been doing good with the kickoffs as of late. Big push by the Gators.
Driving.
I know we said we had a guy from Coast Guard, but it looked like a play drawn up from Army.
How about it? All right, and stacked up ruck.
Big tackle, 4 guys there for the Deadbirds. Bit of a push on the line, and it'll be a knock-on called against the Gators in a scrum right on the 10 for the Deadbirds. Noticing a little extracurriculars by the Gators here. Late shove, someone dropping a ball. I don't see why anybody could be frustrated except in regards to personal performance, but even then,
yeah, you never know.
This.
Game of this magnitude can always get a little scrappy. Tension's probably a little high. Everybody's ready to get out of here.
Well, I don't know about you, but I like rugby. So I'm staying put. Or I could just tune in tomorrow for the one match going on.
All right.
Put in
strong drive from the Gators. How about it?
Deadbirds trying to recover. They do. Last minute kick back by the Deadbirds.
Navarro on the chase.
And it's Sursane played on because it hit a Gator defender and then went backward.
That's Dan Shumway on the tackle.
We will hear a whistle and a penalty.
That'll be a Gator penalty. There's Brian Stock on the quick tap. Breaking.
Question is, did he go 10? Yes, he did.
Treldon Robinson.
Holman trying to jackal.
And there's John Roms on the carry.
We will hear a whistle, not releasing
Clean
call.
poach.
Can't see if that was Barbosa or what. And the Deadbirds are going to respond with a quick tap of their own.
Real second wind here from the Deadbirds. Driving hard, playing a lot more physical.
They're definitely playing a lot better in this second half than they did in the first half.
Ooh, we have looks to be an injured Deadbird on the field, number 10.
That would be Reynolds if that's the case.
Hate to
Sir
see that.
letting play continue as it is away from the action, and it is
10 is
dropped
back up.
by Martin. Hopefully now the trainers can take a look at Reynolds. However, he seems to be up and moving. Reynolds has battled a couple injuries this season. Looks like he'll stay in the game as the Gators get the scrum off of the knock-on.
This will be number 21, Roman Navarro's feed.
Push from both teams, and the Gators are going to win it.
Sent to the backs. Oh, clean grab there by number 20, Connor Brady, on a less than ideal pass.
Tackled by Martin.
That's Navarro in the ruck.
And it is hit before it got to the man. However, the Gators are going to keep it. Gators looking to escape from the tackle. Less than 10 minutes to go, roughly.
The Gators go to the weak side.
Gators looking to find a hole, and the Gators are staying up, looking for the pass. Quick tap,
Olivero
and
with
it
a
is
little
caught
chip kick.
by the Deadbirds. Arthur Barbosa looking to do a little move, but doesn't get it.
Max Dunn with a great tackle there.
Ford Setzer, whose brother scored. Gators looking to steal it,
Roman Navarro getting fired up after the tackle there.
and it'll be a penalty called against the Gators. Now the question is, if I'm the Deadbirds, you're so close to this, you're so close to in touch, you might as well get the line out. And that is a beauty of a kick. Stayed low, but kept in play until it finally went out in great position inside the Gator 22.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun line out to watch here.
That
8
was
minutes remain on the unofficial time.
That was a goodie of a kick. Love that. By the 8-man Kurak, who now has to throw in the line out.
All right, well, let's see it.
Looking for the second pod. They get it. What a beauty of a line out. Deadbirds looking for their backs. Martin to Lee Setzer to Duragdez. So close, but it looks like it went backwards. However, did the Gators land on it? No, they did not. However, it'll be a knock-on called against the Deadbirds, and it'll be a scrum for the Gators.
Be a Gator scrum right around just inside their 22.
Couldn't see who that was at the end there.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's the only problem with playing later in the day is you don't have any help from the sun because the sun is not here.
That's true. One thing about Gainesville, it still follows the day-night cycle.
Has it not?
You never know. Alaska doesn't. All right, this will be Navarro's feed.
Gators big push, and they will get it. Possible kick here. They get a kick.
Huge boot there.
And it goes
Felix
out of bounds
Olivero.
and almost caught by what looked like the trainer.
Is it? It might be a trainer. I'm not sure.
That one went directly out of bounds, right at the midline.
Great exit kick there by number 15, Felix Olivero.
Actually, the sir is going to place it, or the touch judge, excuse me, is going to place it just inside Gator territory. Deadbird line out. Line out, won by the Deadbirds, second in a row.
That is sent wide to the back line.
Martin looking
and he's
for
got a
room.
break.
Martin, one to beat. Martin going on the outside using the speed. Jason Martin tackled from behind. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Jason Martin.
Is this the dagger?
Jason Martin using that speed of his.
Great line
How
break
about
there.
that? Great line out. Great pass to Martin. Martin just finding a hole, taking the speed, and he gets his 4th try of the season.
Definitely showed some great speed there. Brian Stock almost had the emergency tap tackle there. Just
Very close.
meter or two short.
Meter or two short. However, he did get tackled what looked like beforehand, but he does get one move, if I'm not mistaken.
That one athletic move.
To reach across, and he got it.
North Florida showing they've still got a bit of fight.
Kurak, a little closer than he was last time, looking to get his first conversion. Kick is up, this one's straight, and it is just short.
Just short. A little more power behind that, and it would have been an absolute dagger.
Personally, I think it would have hit both the post and the crossbar at the same time.
Could have been a double doink, the old Cody Parkey maneuver.
Well, you hope not.
Especially if you're a Bears fan. All right, and this will be a Gator kickoff.
Only thing to remember, the Deadbirds conceded a try right after getting a try last time. They have to be right underneath this ball.
That's
Kick
Brian
is up.
Stock with a great kick.
Caught from behind by Fort Setzer, who's brought down in a WWE style, however, he lands on his back. Gonzalez.
That ball is out.
Ball is out, and the sir is saying
And it's
out.
picked up by Zach Thomas. And he's driving. He's got support. That's a clean ball. Out to the back line, Max Dunn in contact.
Gators driving, haven't been brought down yet, and finally taken down by Gonzalez.
And that is sent to the back line with Olivero, and Olivero.
Big stop move there.
With support.
That was a very dangerous play there by Olivero, who just stopped his entire momentum. If there was a guy there, he would have gotten absolutely pelted.
There's some.
And possible maul forming
I
here.
believe that is a maul.
Deadbirds
Yes.
throwing everybody into it, but however,
That's
maybe a
some
little
people
too
on
many
the ground.
That was
That's
maybe a
Gator
little-
ball. Driving. With support. Physical, scrappy scene over here.
Big hit there.
Recovered by Olivero cleanly. Brian Stock with the ball.
Tried to grubber it.
Recovered by Zach Thomas.
Gators looking to add on to their lead.
Deadbirds coming out with a pretty staunch defense here in the last minutes of the game.
Personally, they've had a pretty decent defense. It's just those few mistakes and a couple of...
And a drop goal attempt.
It goes underneath and it'll
Brian
go out the
Stock.
back. Here's my question. Did the ball hit the ground first? I didn't
It did, yeah. He's been wanting to do that for a long time.
He was really close. I have only seen one attempted since playing rugby here in Florida. That's the second one.
Yeah, you do not see that happen often at this level of the game, especially in America.
Especially in Florida. And the Deadbirds are going to take the scrum from just outside their 10. Less than 2 minutes roughly. Going to start looking at the serve for the final whistle.
And that
Scrum collapses. I don't know what it is, but we've seen a lot of collapsing scrums in this game. Both teams are going to have to review the film on this one and just identify where the problem is.
Absolutely.
And now, this is why. We have a player coming up slow.
Deadbird backs are calling go quick.
Well, if it is, well, I mean, we're less than a minute roughly according to the clock that we have here. You have to go quick because if you want to add on to the board, you have maybe 1 or 2 plays remaining.
They want to get something going here.
Martin, who had the last try.
Real shifty.
Real shifty, passes it to Lee Setzer.
Overload.
Durag Des comes on the
That's
inside
stock
and he's
on the
brought
tackle.
down. And we will hear a whistle and a
That's going to
penalty.
be a high tackle.
And we may see a very late yellow here.
We might see some cheese flying here.
Reaching into his pocket is the Sir,
Here it
and
comes.
he will get one. However, it looked like he may have given a yellow as well to North Florida. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He was just showing that he gave a yellow. And this will probably be the last play right here. Minus the conversion. I think he stopped his watch is what we're looking
He
at.
said time back on, so I think we've...
Oh, and the ball. The ball stayed in bounds and then went out the back of the try zone. And that's the game.